You know that restless, searching feeling you sometimes get? That little nudge that says, there's something more out there? What if I told you that wasn't just you, but a cosmic impulse? Today, we're diving into an ancient concept that gets right to the heart of that drive: Mrigashira, the star of the seeker. I mean, you felt it, right? That deep down curiosity, that inner restlessness that keeps you moving, exploring, always looking for the next thing, the next experience, the next piece of the puzzle, the next connection. It's this constant feeling of being on a search for, well, you're not always sure what. Well, it turns out that in Vedic astrology, this feeling isn't random at all. Thousands of years ago, ancient seers linked it to a very specific part of the sky they called Mrigashira. And what does that mean? The head of the deer. It's just the perfect symbol, isn't it? For a gentle, curious, and constant search. Okay, so let's really get into it. We're going to break down Mrigashira not just as some distant star, but as a real psychological archetype that lives within us, what we can call the cosmic seeker. So what is Mrigashira exactly? In the Vedic system, it's one of the 27 nakshatras, or lunar mansions, and it has this really unique spot in the sky, bridging the gap between Taurus and Gemini. But the main thing you need to know, the absolute core of its identity is built around one powerful theme: the search. To really understand what makes this seeker tick, we've got to look at the parts that make it up. You could almost call it a divine toolkit that powers its quest. So let's break down the engine, the fuel, and its secret superpower. First up, the engine. The planet ruling this nakshatra is Mars. Now hold on, this isn't the aggressive warrior Mars you might be thinking of. The Mars here is different. It provides the drive, a restless, investigative energy. It's all about the courage to follow a new lead, to ask the next question, and to just never stop moving. So what fuels this engine? That would be the deity, Soma, who represents the divine nectar of experience. It's Soma that creates that deep psychological thirst to taste everything life has to offer. This is where that romantic fascination comes from, that emotional longing, that desire for new and, well, intoxicating experiences. And here's the kicker. This search isn't just a selfish thing. The seeker's superpower, its special Shakti, is the power to give fulfillment. You see, after all its wandering and searching, this archetype has an incredible gift for discovering new resources, providing emotional nourishment, and ultimately bringing a sense of completion and satisfaction to others. Now, one of the most fascinating things about Mrigashira is its location. It literally sits on the border of two different zodiac signs. And that means our seeker is operating in two completely different worlds, but it's all part of the same fundamental quest. Let's break that down. So the first part of Mrigashira is in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. Over here, the search is all about sensual pleasure, beauty, art, and romantic curiosity. But then it crosses over into Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, and suddenly the search shifts to the mind. It becomes about gathering information, intellectual curiosity, and communication. And that's exactly what makes Mrigashira so unique. It's like a cosmic bridge. It guides our curiosity as it evolves, from the tangible sensory world of beautiful things and experiences to the abstract intellectual world of fascinating ideas and data. Okay, this cosmic theory is all well and good, but how does this seeker energy actually show up in the real world? I mean, what does a person driven by this searching impulse actually do? Well, it's not surprising, is it? It shows up in jobs that are all about the search. You see it in researchers and scientists digging for the truth, journalists and writers hunting for the story, explorers and travelers literally charting new territory. Even super modern roles like consultants or UX researchers fit perfectly. Their entire job is to go out, ask questions, and find answers. But here's the thing. This constant searching energy comes with a catch. It's an incredibly powerful force, and whether that power builds you up or just leads to burnout, well, it all depends on balance. When it's expressed in a healthy, mature way, this energy creates brilliant innovators, charismatic thinkers, and intelligent explorers who bring back amazing knowledge for everyone. But when it's out of balance, that very same drive can turn into chronic dissatisfaction. The search just never ends, leading to this deep restlessness, anxiety, and instability in relationships. There's a quote from one of our sources that really just nails the challenge here. It says the energy is searching, not settling.
And that's the whole thing, right? Its fundamental nature is to keep moving. That's what makes it so dynamic. But it's also what can make things like long-term commitment really tricky if it's not managed consciously.
So, all of this brings us to the ultimate question. If the seeker is always searching, what is it actually looking for? What's the final destination of this seemingly endless quest? I mean, really, what's the end game here? Is the search for love? For knowledge? For the next big thrill? What could possibly satisfy an energy that is, by its very nature, completely restless? The answer is actually pretty profound. The ultimate motivation for Mrigashira is what's called moksha, or spiritual liberation. See, the endless search isn't really for something out there in the world. It's an inner quest for a deep, emotional, and experiential sense of fulfillment, a feeling of inner completeness that can finally quiet that restless mind. And ultimately, the story of the seeker is kind of the story of all of us. It reflects that fundamental part of the human spirit that just refuses to stand still. You know, the part that needs to explore, to question, to learn, and to grow by diving headfirst into the rich, messy, beautiful tapestry of life. Which leaves us with one last thought to chew on. For an archetype that's so completely defined by its journey, is fulfillment really a final destination you can arrive at? Or just maybe, is the thrill of the search itself the ultimate prize?